There's a moment in every person's spiritual journey where the desire to turn to God collides with the memory of who we used to be. And sometimes the loudest voices reminding us of our past aren't strangers. They're people close to us. Sometimes the loudest voice is our own. But here's the truth that you need to anchor yourself in. God does not consult your past to determine your future. People do. And that's why their words sting, because they're speaking from a place God has already moved you out of. God never asked you to pretend your past didn't happen. He simply refuses to let it define you. Scripture consistently shows God choosing people with messy histories. Moses was a murderer. David was an adulterer. Paul persecuted Christians. Peter denied Jesus. Yet God didn't just forgive them, He used them. Your past is not a disqualification. It's the backdrop that makes God's grace visible. People remind you of your past because they can't see your future. Some do it out of immaturity, some out of insecurity, some because your growth exposes their stagnation, some because they only know the old you and haven't met the new you yet. But none of those reasons have anything to do with God's view of you. When people try to imprison you in who you used to be, it's because they don't understand who God is making you now. God deals with guilt through forgiveness. He deals with shame through identity. You are not what you did. You are who God says you are. And God never calls His children by their failures, only by their name. Your job is not to erase your past. Your job is to stop letting it speak louder than God's grace. Here's the path forward. Accept God's forgiveness fully. If God has forgiven you, you don't need permission from anyone else. Stop rehearsing what God has already redeemed. You can't walk into your future while staring at your past. Set boundaries with people who weaponize your history. You don't have to stay emotionally accessible to people who refused to see your growth. Surround yourself with people who speak life, not labels. Your environment shapes your spiritual momentum. Let your transformation speak louder than your explanation. You don't need to convince anyone you've changed. Just keep changing. You are not defined by your failures, your history, your reputation, your mistakes, your lowest moments. You are defined by God's mercy, God's calling, God's forgiveness, God's purpose, God's love. People may remember who you were. God sees who you're becoming. And that's the only voice that gets the final word.